Now I remember. You were at the funeral.
I was.
You were late.
I needed my morning smoke. Besides, it's not like Grandpa was going anywhere.
Oh, just look at her, Claude. She's absolutely fearless. That's Joseph's blood running through her veins.
She certainly has a smart mouth, sir.
I must say, you have me intrigued, Kathy. What can this old man help you with?
Ach ja, lass uns doch mal oben anfangen.
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in 81?
I wish I did, Kathy. You must know I did everything in my power to help. How do you think Mary Elizabeth could afford all that expensive treatment? MRIs, neurologists, say what you will about Joseph. But he was never rich.
Strange. Grandma never mentioned that to me.
She's just too proud. At first she refused. She was convinced that I had an agenda, that there were strings attached.
And were there?
Don't be silly. Despite all that had happened, I still loved Joseph dearly. I wanted to help.
Was war denn passiert?
People from places like this have a deeply rooted mistrust in the rich, passed on for generations. In her eyes, I had become one of them.
So that's all you know about the whole affair?
Are you implying that there's more to know? I left the diagnosis to the professionals. Mrs. Rain accepted the health care, but asked me to stay out of everything else. So I did.
I see. What can you tell me about your friendship with Grandpa?
Joseph was the best friend I ever had. We grew up together, married our high school sweethearts together, went to war together. I can't even begin to count the number of times he's saved my life. I repaid the favor once or twice, but he came up ahead, no doubt.
So when did you two lose touch? I heard that something happened between you and him. What was it?
The truth is, Brian Rain happened. Sharon Evans happened.
My parents?
Yes. They ruined everything with their vile, destructive behavior. I couldn't have that around my daughter or my newborn grandson. Joseph was naive. He believed that anyone could be helped, that anyone could be reasoned with, given a chance. He was just too good, bless him. He should have been harder on Brian, more strict.
Schwierig. Weil man steckt halt nicht drin, ne?
So our family started drifting apart. Eventually my company grew much too large for this little town, and we moved on. Not long after that, your grandfather ended up in that wheelchair. That marked the end of our friendship, for obvious reasons.
It's obvious.
You bought a number of paintings by Lily Myers. Why?
I'm known to dabble in art from time to time. Martha, my wife at the time, was enamored with the paintings. I believe she first saw them at the high school which the Myers girl attended. Anyway, after the poor girl killed herself, I bought the paintings speculatively. When a young artist with any talent to speak of commits suicide, it can be a wet dream of certain connoisseurs. Shortly after procuring the art, I had it valued by an expert who determined that the value was 3 times the amount I bought it for. Today, I'm sure I would have made my money back tenfold or more if it wasn't for the art theft.
What art theft?
There was a burglary at the mansion I used to own here in town. It was all over the local news at the time.
Well, shit.
Eloquently put.
Do you recognize the call sign Cocky?
Would be strange if I didn't, since I was the one who coined it. It belongs to a fellow named Jimmy Cochran. He was a coward, really. The nickname is somewhat of a bad joke.
Perfect. Thanks.
Okay.
Tell me about Jimmy Cochran. Is he still alive?
In a literal sense, He's been held in a mental institution for years.
Let me guess. Since 81?
Either 82 or 83. I'm fairly certain it was early 83.
Do you remember the name of the institution?
Something starting with an E. Emerson, Everton, or similar.
Ingstrom? Ingstrom Psychiatric Hospital?
Yes, that's the one. You know the place,
Wahrscheinlich
Kathy.
liegt da ihr Mama.
I do. My mother is in there. Sharon Evans? I had her committed about a year ago.
I see. It must have taken a lot of courage to do that, Kathy. Mothers have a lot of power over us. More than most of us care to admit.
I guess so. Do you know why Jimmy ended up in there?
Some obsessive-compulsive syndrome. He became fixated with circles and started hurting himself, trying to scratch the circles out of his head.
Creepy. I wonder what set him off.
Entschuldigung.
I think I'll check the place out tomorrow. Too late to head back to the city now.
Okay.
What can you tell me about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
They seem like any other church to me. But then again, I'm not their usual clientele. Weddings, baptisms, and funerals are just about what I can muster. And I always leave early.
Can you tell me about the art theft?
Well, somebody broke in, stole the paintings, and got out. Fairly clumsy job. Lots of broken windows. The strangest thing was that I had a Monet, a Rembrandt, and 2 paintings by Picasso, untouched. But every single painting by an unknown local artist, gone.
That can't be a coincidence.
Agreed. Somebody wanted those paintings badly.
I assume there was an investigation.
Yes, Sheriff Truman came by with his deputy a few hours later, but they didn't have much luck. They found a few hairs, which turned out to be from Ruffles, the family dog.
Some stunning police work right there.
Indeed. There was a single witness, though, who said he could make out multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime, but nothing more than that.
So, I take it the case was closed?
Yes. I honestly didn't care much one way or the other, given the fact that my most expensive pieces were safe and sound.
I think I'll have a chat with the sheriff about the matter, if that's okay with you.
Certainly. I'll call ahead and instruct him to give you everything you need.
That'd be great. Thanks, Charles.
Anytime. But I'm curious, what's your interest in the paintings?
I've learned that my grandfather went to Sue and asked to see them, right before he had his injury.
Is that so? Strange.
Okay.
Do you recognize this, Charles?
Of course. Your grandfather, me, Jimmy Cochran, taken shortly before we went to the war.
You guys look like you just won the lottery or something.
Indeed. We were mere children, with no concept of what we were getting into.
Okay.
Do you know what this is?
A flower. Why don't you consult a botanist instead of bothering me with this nonsense?
I don't need to. What do you see in this picture, Charles?
Fireflies would be my best guess. They can grow terribly large around these parts.
Okay, ich glaube, das war
I don't
alles. Ja, das dachte ich mir schon.
Do you know what this key opens?
You must be truly desperate if you ask random people a question like that.
Yep. Alles klar. Danke, Charles.
Thanks, Charles. That's all I need for now.
You're welcome, Kathy. Come back anytime.
Looks like Wade brought some of his old tunes with him.
Das sind doch sicher...
Just some boring
Ach so,
landscape paintings.
Das sind vielleicht Lillys
Just some boring...
Bilder. Aber die wurden ja gestohlen. Hey, Claude.
That guy is huge. I wonder how many cows he eats per day.
Ja, mit dem
I'd
sprechen?
rather not. He crushed...
Ja. Okay, alles klar. Jimmy Cochran. Tja, ich schätze, Ja, ich schätze, wo fahren wir denn jetzt hin? Achso, zum Sheriff, richtig. Richtig. Hallo, Lenny. Hallo, Sheriff.
Hello, Sheriff. Mind if I ask you a few more questions?
If you must.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the art theft in the Wade estate?
Yes, Mr. Wade phoned ahead about that. Lenny!
Yes, boss.
Get the report from the burglary in the Wade estate back in '86?
On it, boss. There you go, Kathy.
Thanks, buddy.
Herzlichen Dank. Xemen? 11.03.86. The alarm in the Wade estate is triggered. The house is empty at the time and the neighbors contact law enforcement. Officers arrive at the scene. Several broken windows can be observed. A sweep of the estate and surrounding premises reveals no trace of the perpetrators. A single witness, identified as Franklin Goldfarb, reports seeing multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime. Franklin Goldfarb? Frankie Gold? So hieß er doch, oder? Charles Wade arrives in Conwell Springs to make an official statement. After examining the house, he reports the paintings with an excess value of $15,000 have been stolen. The art in question has not yet popped up in any circles that are known to deal with stolen goods, terminating investigation due to lack of leads. Okay. 11.3. Am 26.04. haben sie die Investigation geclosed. So, aber hier, das ist doch wieder unser Goober, oder? Unser Bumfriend.
I gotta find this Goldfarb guy. Maybe he knows more about the burglary.
Oder bin ich da jetzt auf dem völlig falschen Dings? So, Moment, wir waren ja ganz fertig. Ah nee, wobei, was soll er mal über Jimmy Cochran sagen? Ist ja Quatsch. Finde ich denn wieder, ist die Frage. Komm, wir sprechen mal kurz mit Lenny.
Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy. What's up?
Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Sounds familiar, but I can't place him.
Nah, I don't want to ask.
Okay.
Nah.
Okay.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
Not really, Kathy. Sorry.
I don't want to.
Ja, okay.
Hey, Lenny, do you recognize this flower?
Yeah, I accidentally inhaled pollen from one of them when I was a kid. I remember being sick and delirious for days.
Scary. Where did you come across this flower?
Somewhere in Conwell Woods. Not sure where exactly.
All right.
Aber das wird vielleicht den roten Mann erklären.
Do you know what this is?
I have no idea. Looks creepy, whatever it is. Where did you get it?
Grandpa had it hidden away in the attic.
Probably for a good reason, then. Be careful out there.
Oh, Lenny ist süß. Okay, wie gesagt, ich weiß mal, wo wir diesen Schlüssel her haben. Hat man den von hier?
I probably shouldn't. He might ask.
Ja, genau. Okay, alles klar.
Well, gotta go.
See ya.
Ja, jetzt kommen, wenn wir schon hier sind, fragen wir den Sheriff an und eben noch Jimmy Cochran.
Tons of miscellaneous files.
Nein, ich wollte doch nicht die Files, ich wollte den Sheriff.
Hello, Sheriff.
Ja,
If you-
ja. Ja,
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
Nope.
okay.
I don't need to. Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Never heard of him. Anything else?
Ja, die Blume. Kannst du was damit anfangen?
Do you recognize this flower?
Matter of fact, I do. It's a local endangered plant with mild narcotic properties.
Yeah? Have you come across any users in the area?
Sure, but it's a bit tricky to do anything about it. Using it as a substance is technically illegal.
Ah, so the illegal part is picking it in the first place.
Yes, knowingly picking the flower is a crime, according to the Endangered Species Act of 1973.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Ah, okay, gut zu wissen. Jetzt hier noch.
Do you know what this is?
Ah, it's just some kids playing pranks with flashlights.
Alles klar. Das war's. Vielen Dank.
That's all for now.
Good.
Ja, aber wie finde ich denn jetzt den Goober wieder? Ich schätze mal, er ist nicht hier.
Laney, I need you to do something.
How can I help us?
It's my mother's birthday this weekend. You'll have to get her a gift.
Nee, keiner mehr da.
A jail cell.
Okay.
I'll need a key.
Okay. Moment.
That combination makes no sense.
Jetzt sei halt nicht so. Es hätte ja sein können. Warte. Na gut.
No wanted posters.
Okay. Warten wir schon mal. Jetzt fahren wir mal zur Klinik zurück. Vielleicht ist er ja wieder da. Nein, schade. Das ist schlecht.
I don't have anything else to say to her right now.
Aber wo ist er denn jetzt? Nein, Mist. Vielleicht ist er es doch nicht. Vielleicht täusche ich mich.
Back again, I see.
Hallo.
I sure am.
Ich habe nur eine kurze Frage. Kann ich dir den zeigen?
I got the police report about the burglary from the cops.
Good. Any new leads?
I have a few ideas, yeah.
Excellent. Let me know what you come across.
Mal kurz reden?
I had some more questions.
I'm listening.
Hier.
Do you know who Franklin Goldfarb is?
I'm not familiar with that name.
Okay.
Thanks,
gut.
Charles. That's all I need for now.
You're welcome, Kathy. Come back anytime.
Tja. Und nu?
Pretty sure she would object to that.
Naja. Ach, guck an, da geht's noch weiter. Hilft mir aber nichts. Na gut. Na komm, sprechen wir mit der Oma. Vielleicht hat die irgendwas zu sagen.
Oh, hello, dear.
Mind if we talk for a bit, Grandma?
Not at all, dear. What's on your mind?
Jimmy Cochran.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is? He was a friend of Grandpa's.
I believe he teaches at the flight school these days.
I don't think so, at least not anymore. I was told he was placed in a mental facility.
Really? He always struck me as a kind man. Maybe a bit nervous and on edge, but not crazy.
There's more. I found out that Jimmy asked Grandpa for help not long before Grandpa ended up in that wheelchair. Jimmy sounded really desperate. I'm sure what happened to Grandpa that night had something to do with his cry for help.
You should go find the man then. Surely he must know something.
That's the plan. I just wondered if there's anything else you think I should know about him.
Not really. We haven't stayed in touch since Joseph was injured. I know that he had a wife, Agatha, and a son, James. Agatha passed away from cancer years ago, but as far as I know, James still lives in the city with his family.
Okay, thanks, Grandma.
Okay.
I don't see a reason.
Okay.
Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Oh, that poor man. He used to be an upstanding citizen, you know. Now he's constantly drinking and keeps babbling on about that imaginary acting career of his.
Sad thing. Do you know where I can find him?
He's homeless, dear. Lost his job a few years ago and never really got back on his feet.
Okay, now I know who you're talking about. Thanks, Grandma. Looks like I'm gonna have to have a chat with Goober.
Aber erstmal muss ich ihn wiederfinden. Hab ich ihr das schon gezeigt? Ja, ne?
I don't want to show her.
Okay.
See you later, Grams.
Take care, dear.
Oder? Hatte ich ihr das schon gezeigt? Moment. Sorry. Ich verliere
That
langsam den
action
Überblick.
doesn't seem productive.
Nee? Okay. Und das hier?
I already showed her that.
Oh, okay. Gut, dass du es noch weißt. Wo finde ich denn jetzt Kuba? Moment. Ah, scheiße. Entschuldigung. Wir hätten in einem Telefonbuch noch den James Cochran suchen können. Vielleicht in der Kirche? Nein. Warte.
Hello, Isaac. I've got a few more questions for you.
I'm all ears, my child.
Der hat irgendwie auch nichts zu tun, oder? Steht den ganzen Tag nur dumm rum. Hier,
Do
erstmal
you
er.
know who Franklin Goldfarb is?
I am afraid not, my child.
Okay.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
I don't recognize that name, no.
Nix weißt du. Okay.
Do you know anything about an art theft at the Wade estate in the 80s?
I have just a vague memory of reading about it in the paper.
Okay.
That's all I need for now, Father.
May the Lord shine his light on you.
Danke. Wo finde ich den denn jetzt wieder? Verdammt. Aber ob Sue irgendwas Neues zu sagen hat?
Oh, it's you again. Come on in.
Und schön, wie sie immer erst die Tür zumacht und dann wieder auf. Huch, wo ist er?
No Nathan today?
Nah, haven't seen Nate all day. Probably out in the woods.
Okay. Warte, bevor sich hinsetzt. Ah, guck mal.
Looks like Nathan knows the strange red man. I need to talk to him about this.
Okay.
That must be Lily. She seems very happy looking up at the red man. Is this how Nathan still sees himself? As a little boy? A bald man dressed in red. Oh, creepy.
Okay.
I had a few more questions, Sue.
Shoot.
Wir fangen mal hinten an.
Do you know who the red man is?
Oh, that's just Nate's imaginary friend. The red man has been around ever since my boy was little.
I see. So there's no actual person in town he could be referring to?
No way! According to Nathan, the red man hasn't changed in 30 years.
The red man actually exists. I met him in the forest.
What? That's crazy talk. Stop kidding around. I am not in the mood.
Okay.
Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
You mean Goober? Nobody calls him Franklin anymore.
Right, that's Goober.
Ah, okay.
I don't need to ask. Did you know that somebody stole Lily's paintings from Wade?
Huh? I knew he got robbed a few years back, but I thought he still had them all.
I don't need to ask.
Okay.
Do you know anything about this flower?
Sure. Smoked it a few times back in the day, before it was endangered and all.
Yeah? What was it like?
Similar to pot, but stronger and more unpredictable. Never touched this stuff after I got pregnant with Lily.
All right. Sue, what do you see in this picture?
My God, that looks like one of Lily's paintings.
Was?
Wow, really? Can you describe it?
It was a nighttime scene, just like the photo, but the lights were floating above the lake. There was a pale hand reaching up from beneath the surface trying to touch them. The forest in the background was on fire, making the sky purple and red. There were probably other details too, but that's what I can remember.
Sounds captivating. Wish I could have seen it.
Okay.
Do you know what this key opens?
Das habe ich sie schon mal gefragt, ne?
Well, that's a bit of a weird question, ain't it? But no.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna head off now.
Sure thing, little cat. Come back anytime.
Okay, dann versuchen wir jetzt mal, gucken wir mal, ob wir den Nathan im Wald treffen.
Thick, dense forest. What were you doing out there, Grandpa?
Nein, du sollst nicht denken, du sollst... Genau. Kein Nathan. Aber das Bild haben wir nicht mitgenommen jetzt, ne? Nee. Mit.
Looks like a
Okay. Nee, hier kann ich nichts machen. Nee, toll. Okay, dann gehen wir wieder. Ciao, da waren wir schon lange nicht mehr. Können wir auch mal wieder hinfahren? Diesen kleinen Jungen haben wir ja auch immer noch. Price. Ach so, ja, das war doch der Pfarrer. Nee, doch.
I'm gonna find out what happened to you, Grandpa. I promise.
Okay, hier ist wieder niemand mehr.
It says Price. It must belong to Isaac's family.
Aber reingehen
A
willst du immer
family
nicht, oder?
mausoleum. Isaac's family must be pretty rich. Those things don't come cheap. No reason to go in.
Wir konnten den Isaac auch gar nicht nach seinem Vater fragen, ne? Fällt mir gerade ein.